if you look at the etymology of the word credential, it really comes from the Latin word credentia, which means believe. Okay, so what we think a credential is a piece of paper that somebody else signed and say, yeah, she good enough. She passed these tests. She did this, she did that. She did all the requirements that she needed to do in order for her to get this particular title, or in order for her to be able to say that she has these experiences. She got a stamp of approval. But what it really just means is believe. Credentia means believe. So the question about, do you really need credentials to get booked as a speaker? What you're really doing is you're getting people to buy into your story. And that is where the credential initially starts at. That is the beginning of the story. So you're getting people to know, like, and trust you. Now, because you are going for you getting booked as a speaker and having other people pay for you, pay for your flights, pay for your hotel, pay for your food, pay for your location, pay for your tickets, or in some case you just showing up and other people, they have already sold tickets for you and you just showing up to speak, right? So there's two different layers there of creating a belief system. You're creating the credential, which starts off in the belief system, but there's layers there, because the first layer is you getting your audience to believe that you, what's the word I'm looking for? You're building a know, like, and trust factor with your audience, which usually starts off on social media, right? That's where your first form of credentials or credentia begins at. It doesn't begin with a piece of paper, because you can go to the school and get the piece of paper and people still ain't paying you no mind. Listen, I don't say that to be, like brash or whatever, but I know that there's people that desire to be a metaphysician, and they've asked me about, like, well, how do I get my metaphysics degree and blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's the school that you can go to. I'll tell them, go to universityofmetaphysics.com and sign up and go through the, whatever they send you. I done forgot, because I done did it so long ago. That was 2019 when I first got my master's degree. But you're going to go through like a series of questions, question and answers. You got to write a paper. If you want to get a master's degree, you got to write a paper. If you want to get a doctorate degree, you got to write an even longer paper, right? But what I'm saying is, you can go through all that and get the paper and then still don't know how to create know, like, and trust online or even in person. And that's what you're really going for. So the answer to, do you need credentials to get booked as a speaker, is yes and no. We have to change our mindset in regards to what it really means to, what does credentials really mean? Because it doesn't start with a piece of paper, especially in regards to the speaking industry. I'm specifically talking about those of you who want to start traveling and speaking. In that regard, it's starting with you building know, like, and trust with your audience. Like I said, you can go get the piece of paper. You can go do that. How is that going to help you build an audience? How is you going to go get a piece of paper going to help you build an audience? It's not. I promise you, it's not. And that's one of the things that we're going to talk about in the I keep calling it a workshop because it's not really a workshop. But in the 3-day event, the first day is about basically how to get your audience to buy in. So I don't know if anybody jumped on here. Let me check to see. Oh, hey, Mellow Sims. Okay, so I'm not recording this so I can have a bunch of people on. I'm recording this to keep my commitment to myself that I was going to go live 2 times a week. So what I'm getting at here, though, is that if you desire to speak, teach, and travel, you cannot have your mindset stuck on that you need some kind of paper first, that you need some type of letters behind your name first or in front of your name first. So don't completely focus on that. Focus on knowing how to engage with your audience and knowing how to, well, I'm not going to give it away. We'll talk about it when you sign up for the 3-day event. about getting your audience to buy in. Okay, so I started off by saying you're building up a know, like, and trust factor with your audience, but there's levels and layers to this, because now if you want other people to hit you up, or either you're hitting other people up and saying, hey, I'd like to partner with you, or I'd like to come to your city, you know, how can we work this out? There's a layer to you communing with your audience on social media, but that's a whole nother layer for you to work with somebody in another city that's going to pay for you to come in to speak. Now you need to sell yourself to them. You understand what I'm saying? This is about sales. Speaking, getting booked for speaking engagements is about sales, right? So you're not only talking to your audience, you're talking to other people who also have weight. That's the thing. That's the secret sauce right there. That you're getting the buy-in of other people who also have an audience that they can sell tickets to, that's going to bring you in, that also has the finances that can pay for your flight, that can pay for your airfare, that can pay for your food, that can cover these things. You want their attention too, correct? So now you got two layers that you're really working on: your audience, and then the people that's in your, because you don't know who's in your audience. So you need to learn how to appeal to both layers of that. And what I'm trying to get at is that it is not all in that you went to school and got some type of degree or piece of paper. It's not in that, okay? Not saying that doesn't help, because I'm getting ready to talk about how it does help. I don't want to paint the picture that like, you don't need no credential at all. I'm not, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that that's not the most important place for you to start, okay? So what you're really looking to do is you want to build trust. And how do you build trust with your audience? With receipts. With receipts. You need to be able to show that you have made the transformation. This is what I teach my students all the time. That's in my current mentorship program. If you want to teach a course or speak and travel, what is your transformation? Because who's going to pay to bring you in to speak about something that you ain't got no receipts for? Let's just be for real. Where's your receipts at? Where's your evidence at? Where's your results at? What is the result of the transformation that you went through? What is the result? And can you actually show it? People are looking for an actual physical image of you going from this to that. Okay, that is partially how you build the know, like, and trust. It first starts with you just talking about it, but then you need to be able to show it. And when I say show it, I'm talking pictures, I'm talking images, I'm talking videos, I'm talking testimonials, all of that stuff. You need all of that stuff. That's why it's important for you not to get caught up in the money part, because that comes later. I'm laughing because I feel like in this industry, in this online industry of, you can make $10,000 overnight, and people selling you dreams. People on here selling you dreams. Not to say that that cannot happen, because we live in a world of abundance. But like I always say, there is a significant mindset change that needs to happen first. So if somebody's trying to sell you some type of course or program, and they're telling you that you're going to make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in the next 3 months, not saying that it can't happen, but the question boils down to, how much did you change your mind in order to make that happen? Okay, I done got off on a tangent. Let me get back on track here. Is that if you want the buy-in of your audience, you're not looking, don't make getting a piece of paper at the top of your list. Make sure that you got receipts, or work on that. Work on you actually having receipts to show that you really about that life, that whatever it is that you saying, that you can show them. That's why I always show pictures of me teaching, me in front of a board, me. That's mainly the pictures that I'm showing, pictures of me in front of boards all over the country, right? And testimonials, and video testimonials, and written testimonials. It's not always enough just to have a written testimonial. Sometimes people be like, oh, those are fake. You could have faked it. That's why I get videos. That's why me personally, I get videos. Because you're not about to try to play me. Okay. So I just went over why it is important, or why it's not important for you to focus on getting the piece of paper in order for you to get booked to speak. Now I'm about to talk about why it is important for you to focus on getting a piece of paper for you to get booked to speak. Okay. Number one, when you start soliciting yourself to actual higher level organizations, you think it's not going to make a difference for you to have some letters in front of your name? That's why I'm working on my doctorate, by the way, in metaphysics. You think it's not important for you to have some type of letters behind your name. So let's say you want to speak about helping women get out of abusive relationships, or helping women who have been traumatized through abusive relationships, and you want to pitch yourself to like here in Philadelphia, I don't know if they're national, but Women Against Abuse, their organization, and I'm sure they do events, and I'm sure they book speakers, right? I actually looked into them, but I never pitched myself to them, not yet. Do you think that when they're getting emails from people who might be interested in speaking at their events, they look at this email and it's just a regular name? They look at that email and it say Dr. this, or such and such this with PhD, or Reverend this, or something, whatever, some type of credential behind their name. You think that the person that got them letters ain't gonna get more attention than the person that don't? Come on, y'all, we live in a 3D world. Let's be real. Let's be honest. But what I'm getting at is, when you first start, no, you don't have to make that at the forefront thing. But as you start to really like put yourself out there and you want to get booked from an actual organization, yeah, you might want to look into, how do I get some title in front of my name, so that when I'm pitching myself, I look like I'm somebody freaking important. You feel me? Okay, that's the number one reason. The number two reason, and I speak this out of experience, when you get a credential from an organization that is way bigger than you in Google, Google ranks your website higher. This is why the Black Fire Nation website, I rank for a lot of different phrases. I rank probably, last time I checked, it was on the number one page. It's either the number one page or the number two page for the words, what is a metaphysical minister? I'm on page either one or two. I'm right at the top of Google. And I believe, obviously, is because, you know, I understand how to use search engine optimization, which is word magic, but it's also because I am linked to the University of Metaphysics, which ranks way higher than me. It's the same thing when I got my doula certificate from Dona. Some people was like, oh, you don't need to get no certificate from these white people, blah, 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 blah. I ain't doing it for that. I ain't doing it for that. I know what I'm doing. I know that when I write a blog or my website, period, because my website is linked to their website, Google is going to bump me up. So you have a higher chance of getting found on Google when it's not the credential, it's that this other organization that has a higher rank than you on Google done gave you their stamp of approval. And now you can use their symbols on your website. Like on the Rev Kamisha website, the symbol for University of Metaphysics is on my website. That's the stamp of approval, right? I don't know if any of y'all been on the Rev Kamisha website, if you ever even noticed that it was there. But yes, that's what I'm getting at. That when you are attached to other organizations that are bigger than you, and you can actually, and other companies can vouch for that, then now, yeah, your credential makes a difference. Okay, so we're not about to act like credentials don't make no difference at all. I'm talking about in regards to getting booked to speak, not in no other industry. Okay, so I believe that I covered everything that I said I wanted to cover. Let me see if y'all are, I don't know if y'all commented. Okay, I don't see nobody on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here. Y'all can catch up and watch this later. Again, make sure you sign up for the 3-day workshop. If that's something that you want to do, you want to speak, teach, and travel, then you want to be there for the 3 days, and you want to be there for the 4th day if you are a lover of astrology and you want to learn how to use astrology in your speaking business. Okay. Thank you, Mello Sims, or whoever else got on here. Thank y'all. And y'all have a good day. Bye.